Right, so this is a video that I've wanted to make for a long time. It's not been done before, but this is now the time to do a tier list for the Spiral Knights lockdown maps. So just ignore all the blank ones, they are not supposed to be there, but I can't bother to fix it right now. But with me, I've got Jaloe, Pokey, Noggz and Snarbo.
Just intense clicking.
Introduce
I
yourself.
mean, I felt the need, I felt your need for me to say something, but...
Yeah. Through the tier list, you know, F tier is like, it's crap, it's shit, no one likes it. General public opinion is like, no.
No.
C tier is, it's like a meh map, it's not great. B tier is like, it's okay, you know, it does the job. It's like, you're not going to be disappointed when it shows up. And A tier is like, this is a good map, it's solid. There might be one or two things no one likes about it, but it is generally a good map, like it's solid. And S tier is just, you know, it's really got nothing wrong with it, and it's just a good map. We're not going to go there yet. This is the correct Spiral Knights lockdown tiers list, hosted by yours truly. And
swear to God, if you disrespect my boy Forrest.
Correct in air quotes.
Correct tiers list. So yeah, just ignore all the blank ones, they are a mistake, but again, I'm lazy, hence why Ravenous Wednesdays is discontinued. For now.
What do you mean discontinued? It's been like a week.
We're going to use Stadium, we're going to put Stadium in the B tier.
Really worried about the forest.
Now,
Yeah, too worried.
when you think of Stadium, it's just a bit big really, to be honest with you. It's not got enough, you know, it turns into a base camp if the teams are unbalanced, and you know, it's just not small enough in terms of you've got to boost around everywhere if you're a striker. If you're Guardian like Dean, you're just slow.
I'm always slow anyway.
Yeah, so looking back again, gonna go straight for Avenue, and I'm gonna put that in the C tier. When I was back in the day playing on a laptop with 40 frames on the lowest possible settings with everything disabled, I was still lagging on this map.
Yeah, it's
Shout
kind of frame heavy.
It's a crap map.
You had 40 FPS?
Yeah, I know, your MacBook had 20, right?
I was gonna say I had half of that.
But I like the
Back in the day.
snowballs though.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
there's a few
Yeah,
redeeming
big A tier
qualities.
for the snowballs, but
There's a few qualities that redeem it from being in an F tier, but we're gonna go with C tier because I really don't think it's all that. And like, say if you're trying to do 1v1s and you get this, you're really not gonna stick with it, are you? Like, it's just it's just not the one. It's like we would rather just try again and find something better. And if you get this, unlucky for you, mate. Next into Downtown, which we actually just played on, it's okay.
Oh yeah.
Honestly, I think it's gonna have to be a B tier again for Downtown.
Yeah, the downside are the stun spikes that you have to wait for all the time.
Yeah, and I know we wear ancient plate a lot, so we, you know, me and old Noggz have good resistance, but it's still 2 seconds, mind you.
Do we?
Without
Doesn't feel like it.
exactly, it's stupid. B tier for this one. Again, problems of like, you know, it's quite a big map, and 6v6, you know, that's a good thing 'cause it's less lag, but you know, the spikes and you know, again, it really does depend on team balancing. A lot of the maps do. It's kind of a subjective list, but it is still the correct tiers list. So yeah, moving on after Downtown, another 6v6 map actually. Facility, excuse the bad writing. I think we're going to put Facility in A tier. Now, when I mention A tier, you know, they suffer from a couple of problems, but really they're generally quite well received. Like, especially for 1v1s at the top middle point, there's a lot of space. But the map has a good aesthetic. It looks nice. It plays well on a 6v6.
It's like a 2-lane map.
Yeah, it's
You go to the
generally
top and
solid.
bottom.
It's a solid choice. It's a good map. You know, we're gonna give it an A tier. So the next map after that is Fortress. Now, it's a newer map, so back in the day when we were all playing consistently, it wasn't around, simply, to put it that way. It wasn't there. Again, the text is messed up on a lot of these, but with Fortress, it's going to go in the B tier, I think. Definitely, it's an okay map, you know, it's good in a 4v4, bit laggy in a 6v6, easy to damage farm, but there's, you know, again, there's the spikes.
I would put it to A tier because I really like the, like when you're capping the other teams, the close point, they can't really like base camp you.
Does anybody
Well,
else
I
think
mean,
it should, or?
Shoot from the base, because if they leave the base, they can't go back.
Yeah,
It's a one-way. I really like that about the map.
Does anybody else think it should be A tier?
Hey man, if it's a new map, for all that matters, put it in F tier, because we don't have to updates on this game.
Okay,
clearly.
so you know, as I am
Updates are not welcome.
as I'm the guy with a
so
list, I'm gonna
F
keep it
tier.
in B tier. But I respect like
Alright.
it could go
here we
between the
go.
two. It could go, couldn't it? Let's be honest.
Yeah, it's close between B, A, and F. Yeah, I agree.
So next up is Frostbite. Need I say any more for Frostbite? F tier. And moving on to, I think, you know, I was debating about A tier or S tier here.
Yeah.
I think
yeah,
Gardens probably.
Forest, S tier.
Yeah.
I think Gardens has
S
got to
tier.
go in the S tier, is it not?
Yeah.
Gardens is an S tier. It's a good map. Very solid. It's a very good map, actually. Very good. Excellent. It can be good in a 6, but it depends on if you've got Polar Spam from out of the team. Not going to name names. Don't like ATH either, but
Sorry.
excuse me. But here we are. Yeah, no, Gardens, great map. Great for 1v1s. There's a lot of space in the middle if you want to use it. That's kind of like a separate thing, but you know, a lot of people who play LD do like to 1v1, so we're going to keep that as a talking point. The aesthetic's nice as well, it doesn't lag too much, so yeah. And then yeah, it's a good one. So moving on again, you can't really see it. It says Ox, but Icebox is need I say any more, F tier.
Ox.
Yeah, I know, I messed up, I'm sorry. Yeah, I
I
messed
don't even
up.
know which map is that.
So
That's Ox. Have
it
you never
has-
played Ox before?
Ox.
it has all the freeze bits in the middle of it, and then all the freezy slimes and that. So
Yeah,
it's
it's-
quite shit.
The one
Yeah.
with
Playing PvE, but it's PvP.
Yeah, I remember the one. Yeah.
get fucked on the top part of the map.
Yeah, it's terrible. So now moving on into, you know, a
Lawless.
map that definitely you know, it's all right. It has its
Forest.
moments. You know, I'm gonna put Forest.
I'm disconnecting from the call if you don't put that in A tier.
It needs to go up in A.
I mean, I would
Get that
put
away
it
from
in B
right
tier.
now. I swear to God.
I would
But
put.
it's
Let me explain. Let me explain. Okay, so
Gardens, man.
okay,
You've
but
been
before
explaining this a lot.
I put it in, right? Before I put it in any category, yeah. Okay, so it's good for 4v4s, right? We got that straight. But the aesthetic is nice. I like the aesthetic. It doesn't lag either, which is nice. Looks
Yeah.
nice and high graphics, which I enjoy.
Oh, pretty good point. Yep.
Yeah, but I just
But?
think the lack of space really kills it for me. So that bottom
you saying
section of
you're
a map. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, so like the bottom space of the map literally just kind of like is a bit of a choke point, and it's not like a good choke. And the second point often gets neglected, especially in new gen, sort of the trashy gameplay that you get when it's like a base camp and the second point gets neglected and then the whole team rushes up and it's like an Acheron Polar Fest sometimes, which is not fun.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so S tier.
I think it
Anyway, moving on.
it really depends on the lobby you've got, but if you guys
The
convince
the
me,
next
Yeah,
map we have,
today-
as I can see
today.
by the text, is Pipeline.
no, so we're gonna put it in A2. You guys have swayed me.
Yeah, it's 4v1. You can't do shit.
I can't do shit.
Yeah.
Not in a 4v1 especially. I always die
It's
to
a
Dean's
subjective
hammer.
map, but everyone's entitled
Kick
to
your
their own
ass.
wrong opinion, so...
So in the next map we're gonna go for, mine's S tier. It's quite clear,
Easy.
to be honest with you. Easy S tier map. Best map in the game if you ask me.
Yeah, I don't know.
I think the heel pad in the middle is excellent. Yeah, a lot of
Yeah.
fights around the heel pad. Point 2 is excellent. A lot of space for 1v1s.
I like to spam bombs at the middle.
Yeah.
Disable the healing pad for the enemy.
Yeah. So Snarbo is annoying to play against.
I just like to win the
Damn
game.
straight.
That's the
Damn
strategy.
straight. No, but seriously, mine's definitely an S tier map. Couldn't say anything else about it. But yeah, we do love mines, and you're going to see a lot more of that around. But it's great when you get it. Yeah. So moving on, the next one is Necropolis. So the graveyard map. You don't get it often unless you're in a 6v6.
Don't like that map.
I would put it in A or S. Now I'm going to go with A. I'll tell you why. Yeah, so again, like some of the other 6v6 maps, it does suffer from the issues with size, but that bottom line middle area with 2 points by the cap points and the spawns, and then that one middle point, they are good zones to fight in. You know, you can get a lot of caps on this map if you move around. It's definitely an
Yeah.
A tier map for me. I don't know about you guys,
Yeah,
but
I can agree to that.
I think it's
Compared to
solid.
the other big maps.
Yeah, it's a solid map if
Not
you
a bad.
guys... You can agree with me on that, everyone. Like, I think it's solid. But
I agree.
It is.
Legion of Elmire is pretty A tier. Yeah,
yeah, Legion of Elmire.
I think that's a pretty good map.
I'm gonna put Pipeline in C tier. Poison is a negative, and also
The most frame heavy map there is.
yeah,
Yeah.
frame heaviness to Poison, and also that top part of the map is so underutilized. Like it's just no one goes there. There's a load of explosives, and that's it really. I wouldn't say it's anything special. So we're gonna
Yeah.
leave that one in C tier. It's not great, is it?
I would put it in F tier, to be honest.
Yeah, F tier. I mean, if you guys want to put it in F tier, I'll surely put it in F tier. Yeah, F tier.
Just get rid of it.
Yeah, would leave you behind, Pipeline. You're not welcome here.
Know your place, trash.
Yeah, so next up is a beloved fan favourite. I mean, my favourite, to be fair with you.
What, Forest again?
No, Ramparts.
Oh. Sad.
Going to
yeah, great
Ramparts. If you ask me, that's an A tier, no question.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely an A tier map. We like Ramparts. It's good aesthetic. It runs well, looks nice and high graphics. That's a different pointer. Not that everyone plays there. I'm just enjoying it myself, but a lot of good fights and a good 6v6 lobby. Good for damage farming, good for caps. You can really play a good objective-based game if you want to.
Yeah.
And Reactor. Now, for me, that's an undeniable S tier map. Very good.
Yep.
And I'll tell you why. The spacing on point 2 for 1v1s is great. It's a lot of space. But the map is good on 4v4 and 6v6. You might get a little bit of lag on 6v6s, but the point is, it's like if you're trying to play the objective, it is intense, it is frantic, it is fun. You know, you can damage farm if that's your thing, but you can cap if that's your thing as well, and you can fight at all points. It doesn't matter. You know, obviously the attackers in each side will have an advantage, or sorry, the defenders will have an advantage by your cap point, but I wouldn't say if it becomes a base camp too often, because point 2 is so highly fought after. You know, everyone fights on point 2, it's great. It's much loved. Yeah, I don't know, I don't think there's much else to say about Reactor other than it's definitely an S tier map, and this list is coming together quite nicely.
What do we
If I
still
do.
have?
We
Ruins.
we have Uins or Ruins.
Oh,
Ruins, my favorite
Ruins.
map.
it's not like a stadium.
Yeah, true. It's not stadium or downtown, is it? So we can't really put it in the same category. I mean, I hear the case for A tier.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think A tier.
Was I too hasty with that one?
A little bit.
I just thought,
It's pretty good in terms of the big maps.
yeah, I suppose. I think it just kind of turned into a bit of a clusterfuck at the bottom, but yeah.
If everyone goes there, but
Yeah,
if
I
it
tend
splits up nicely,
to always go top on that anyway.
Yeah,
for the caps.
you're right. It's quite subjective, isn't it? So
Yeah.
definitely an A tier map for that one, and that'll be the list complete.
So Slot, because he's dumb and lazy, forgot to include Furnace on the list. But on his behalf, I'm gonna put it in the C tier because it's quite laggy for some people. And the fire is kind of annoying because it respawns and you just have to get water all the time. So I think C tier is pretty good for it.
Forest is A or S tier. Stay tuned for Ravenous Wednesdays. We have to end the video short now. Will's going off on a ramble again. Bye.
Yeah, we're going to end it. Right, so anyway, that was the Lockdown Maps tiers list. Drop us a comment if you agree or disagree, and we'll see you next time.